it's a know your knife. Beware the man that only shoots one gun, because he's going to shoot everything with it. He's going to know how to use it well. Same thing is beware the man that only has one knife. So know where your point is, and so what we're going to do, we're going to put a water bottle back here. We'll mark about 28 inches, and you have to kick his elbow on your body. You can't start out here. You got to start out with your elbow in there, and then find where your point is. And you'll have to stab. There's 3 different angles right here. We'll have a water bottle behind it. And this is not really, it's more of a test of you and do you know your knife well. It will test the sharpness that you have your point, but that's all it's going to test, and your knowledge. The next one is the water bottle. It's going to be a single water bottle. It'll be full of water. We'll put it right here on the edge on a piece of plywood, and you'll have to go all the way through the cap and separate this in 2 pieces. Now, it's kind of neat. You wouldn't think that little plastic would test it, but it will. Again, it goes back to if you've got it too thin, this little plastic is a little extra thick and roll right in there, and I have seen them chip them edges out on these things. So you wouldn't think it would, but that sucker will test it. It also tests your handle design, and it will test how well you can use your knife. It will have to be in 2 pieces, and sometimes you can just blow on it and it'll fall apart, but it's got to be in 2 pieces. Let's see, the next one is the Campfire Girl contest. This will check your edge geometry. It will test your edge holding ability, and again, how you use your knife. You won't be able to pick your block. We'll figure out some way to get you a block. How many guys we have cutting? Oh, we have plenty. Okay. Again, keep your hand in here and come down here and split this thing. Your splits must go from end to end. However many pieces of kindling you can get off of this thing in 30 seconds, you get 1 point per kindling. Fire's coming up, wagon train starving. You got to build a fire as quick as you can before the rain gets here. If this comes off, don't leave a hand out of the pocket. Use your point of your knife carefully, and you can put it back up there. But this is a really good little test. Again, if it's too thin and your edge holding ability. The next one's paper, and that's the last one. And what we're going to do, Bob's duct tape some. You got. She's got some duct tape thread onto the sheet of paper. We'll tie it right up here, and you've got to slice all the way across that paper.
The wind may be an issue.
Yeah, the wind may be a little issue, so we'll just kind of have to play this by ear. If we don't, or not able because of the wind to cut this, you could slice it right there, but only. If it is an issue, we'll play apple ball. We'll explain apple ball later. Again, apple ball is knowing how to use your knife, but your knife should be able to, after chopping all these things, cutting the rope, and all these other things, the dowel, it should be able to slice that paper all the way across there. What I do at my house, and I do not encourage you to, and don't want to do it now, because they'll call you lefty really quick. You take that same piece of copy paper, you can drop it. Slice it in half right there, but not today. Y'all do that at your home with your own doctor handy. This is very realistic. You can flat lacerate yourself here, so please be careful with this.
Hey Jerry, are we going to do each event, like have everybody go through and do the rope, and then we'll go through and do, okay, so we're not going to have one
No,
do an
that way you
entire
can
rope?
watch the other guys, maybe you can see what works, what doesn't work. Let's see your techniques, the techniques of the knife. Hopefully we will be able to cut the paper if you're at the house and you want to really know what kind of edge you've got on one.
Well, you're gonna be using
Take
a
a
big
1/4 inch
A5.
square piece of
Everything's
masking
got the
tape
chopping.
and tape a thread to a cigarette paper. Hang that. You should be able to slice all the way across that cigarette paper and not pull it, not tear it one bit. And if the knife's right, it got a good edge on it, it'll do that with no problem. But again, you trust, there's no way we're going to be do that. There can be no wind, because there's nothing resistant to that. I don't think you'd be able to do it with this knife, but you, because it's not quite long enough, but you should be able to take a piece of that 1-inch rope, about 15, 16 inches long, throw it up in there and cut it in half. But you're not gonna have to be convex really, really well to do that, or it's never gonna do it. So there's a lot of little things you can try at the house. Be careful, anything that you drop or you throw in there, be really careful. They will be coming to get you if you don't do it right. Okay, who just belongs to?
Ethan.
One other